Hey everybody, it's me, Julz Chan again, and welcome to another installment of Julz Chan's TV Corner. Today we have our very first Patreon-sponsored review. Today we are looking at an episode of Batman Beyond. For those unaware, even though it's unlikely, Batman Beyond was a continuation of the Bruce Timm Batman animated series of the 90s. The story taking place in Gotham's somewhat far high-tech future. While the city may have progressed technologically, the city is still infested with crime. This is due to the fact that the Dark Knight himself has hung up his cape for several years. However, in this new era, a high schooler, Terry McGinnis, fueled by remorse and revenge, revives the role of Batman, and of course, while Terry fights crime in a harsher, futuristic Gotham, he is under the supervision of an elderly Bruce Wayne. And I think it goes without saying that, as a fan of any Bruce Timm DC Universe animated series, Batman Beyond is no exception to my love list. I really like the designs, the setting, even the stories, that they have a sort of anime-inspired feel to them. Even the theme music, or even the soundtrack in general, has a sort of edgier feel to it. However, we won't be looking at the whole series today, particularly just one episode. However, if anyone would like me to review the whole series, they could go to this link right here, sponsor a review, become a patron. The episode we'll be looking at is Season 2, Episode 5, Hidden Agenda. We start off with a businessman catching a train. However, when he gets on, he runs into a gang of jokers. Yeah, I think I should explain as to who these clowns are, no pun intended. They're kind of a modern-day gangster group who pay homage to the legacy of the Joker by dressing up as clowns as their motif as they wreck up the city. However, while I do like some of their designs and they can be entertaining sometimes, their antics can be run-of-the-mill vandalism, although they are clearly not afraid to kill. This faction of Jokers are led by a guy named Terminal, voiced by Michael Rosenbaum, best known for voicing the Flash in Justice League and Justice League Unlimited. And like most Jokers, they really want to get a chuckle out of their victims, even if it means traumatizing them or leaving them for dead. Thankfully, Batman is here to save the businessman before he is eaten by the vicious Happy Meal toys. We cut over to Gotham High, where very important test scores have come in, and we meet up with Terry, his girlfriend Dana, more on her later, and Max, voiced by Cree Summers, who is known for voicing characters like Number 5 from Kids Next Door, her sister Cree, Valerie from Danny Phantom, and a whole bunch of other characters. Seriously, this woman is awesome. Now, while Max does not appear in a lot of episodes throughout the series where she is the focus or plays a big role, however, episodes that she does star in, where she's not a background character and actually contributes in a very integral way that is important to Batman's crusade against crime, are really good, even fleshing out her character. Although I could review these episodes if, sponsor review, if you know what I mean. Max apparently has gotten the highest score on the test. However, she doesn't make a big deal of it because it's just a test to her. But apparently the class president, Carter Wilson, is not happy he didn't get the top score. Although he doesn't make it known, but the resentment is there. Villain. More on that later. It seems Max has collected some data on Batman and has written a program that will help her identify who is the man under the mask. Terry is somewhat doubtful, however you can't be too careful when your best friend is a computer genius and is looking to uncover your secret identity. We cut over to Carter Wilson's house, where he's getting a sort of passive-aggressive talk with his mother about how he didn't get the highest score and how being second best isn't good enough. After Carter's mother leaves, he makes a call to his friends, and it is revealed that Carter is Terminal. Told ya! Yeah, honestly, as predictable as this is what I like about the Bruce Timm Batman line, or any DC animated series. Yeah, we have villains, however we also get to see what makes them tick, what made them the way they are, even for one-shot characters like Carter. It shows that not all villains aren't just soulless psychopaths who do crazy things for the sake of chaos and anarchy, however, can also be victims of circumstance or even be products of toxic environments. Sometimes you can sympathize with these characters, but still know what they're doing is clearly wrong, and they do deserve to be stopped. You can even tell with Carter, class president, and by the looks of it, he's in sports, and he's popular, and he lives with a high-class family. However, he's pressured by his mother to be the best, and I guess somewhere along the line, all that stress manifested into him becoming a Joker. Speaking of which, his gang proceed to trash the high school. Next day, Terry and Max suspect that since the vandalism looked planned, as the Jokers seem to be picking targets, they think that perhaps the Jokers are possibly students. Terry suggests that Max use her program to identify the suspects, and she is motivated after a pie with a brick inside flies out of her locker and nearly hits her. That better be a pudding pie. I ruin all your fantasies, don't I?
Oh, Julz, seriously? Oh, come on!
The following night, the Jokers come back for round 2, however, are intercepted by Batman, but Terry discovers a student ID badge on one of the Jokers, and see that it's Max's. The Joker tells him that they are out to get Max, however, don't know why, they're just being told to do by the big boss. Speaking of whom, while Max is working on the program to list possible suspects, she is chased by Terminal, who sends custodial androids to give her a good, thorough, no messy cleanup. Seriously, stains and mold in a high school are so bad that you need androids equipped with acid? Actually, that would make sense. I would never really like to go into the restrooms at my high school. Before the droids could do away with Max, Batman swoops in, but disappears before Max could catch up to him. Just before Max could pick up and leave, in comes Terry, worried about Max, after seeing the hallway all messed up. Then tells her that this attack was meant for her, and that the Jokers might be onto her, trying to figure out their identities. Terry suggests that Max delete the program, but before she could do so, the computer comes up with a list of possible suspects, one of which is Terry. Okay, kind of hard not to suspect that it was Terry, considering that he came into the school in the middle of the night, right after she was attacked by Jokers, who she did not see face to face. Kind of a coincidence. And of course, she naturally suspects him of being a Joker, to the point where she sends Terry an email telling him to meet her or she'll blow his secret. And of course Terry thinks she means his identity is Batman. Max goes out looking for Terry but runs into the Jokers instead. She thinks Terminal is Terry, however they laugh at such a notion, of course. And they proceed to try to kill her, and Max gives off a very lackluster cry for help.
Help! Somebody help!
Oh no, somebody, help! Someone's trying to kill me! But thankfully, who else shows up but the Dark Knight himself? The Jokers are subdued one by one with very little difficulty, with a little help with Max at the end. And looks like Carter will have to try his luck at valedictorian somewhere else. At Juvie. Max tells Terry that Carter wasn't even on her list of suspects. However, she says she knows the truth about Terry. I'm on to you. You can't hide it. I know you're the Easter Bunny. Nah, of course, she tells Terry that she knows that he is Batman, and of course will gladly keep his secret. Proven right away as Max covers for Terry when Dana comes in wondering where Terry was last night when he said he had a free evening. Which is pretty much 95% of their conversations. Of Dana and Terry's conversations go in this direction. Terry is saved thanks to Max, and he warms up to the idea of having Max as his sort of sidekick slash technological confidant, provided that he does not call her Robin. To which he responds,
No problem, Alfred.
Alfred?
and that was Hidden Agendas. What did I think? Well, it was alright. To be honest, it's not one of my favorite episodes of the series. However, it still did pretty good. Fight scenes were okay, however, never felt challenging. It was predictable as to who the villain was. However, the villain did have a sort of sympathetic backstory and also a very cool design. Also, hearing Michael Rosenbaum taunting Max over the intercoms was enjoyable. Kinda reminds me of Flash when he traded minds with Lex Luthor. And as you may have noticed, this episode was more focused on Max, pretty much the start of her and Terry's working relationship. She's pretty much that one friend who you could tell your super secret identity to, which is something I don't even think Bruce ever had when he was Batman. And while it is hard to see at first, the episode does try to show us Max's personality and character. She's somewhat modest, cool, calm, and collected. However, I think too calm, considering that she gave out a very weak call for help. But of course you get that she's super smart, or at least tech savvy, which is what she will be best known for and is integral in her contribution to Batman in his fight against crime. Although I'm kind of befuddled by how she figured out Terry's secret identity. Perhaps it's because she sent him an email to meet up at the spot, and it seems too convenient that Batman and the Jokers were there but no Terry. Maybe, but it's still kind of vague. And while I wish the episode did more to highlight her personality, it's still better than Terry's girlfriend Dana, whom, by the way, I still wonder how they stay together all the way up to marriage. Most high school sweethearts never work out, and as I said before, their conversations kinda go in this direction. Terry McGinnis, where were you last night? We had a thing! Sorry babe, had to do something for Mr. Wayne. Again? Insert obligatory excuse. Okay, I guess we'll have to save the date for next time. And honestly, their relationship really isn't that interesting. I was more invested in Max and Terry considering how often she would help Terry with her technological expertise. I don't even know what Terry sees in Dana. I feel like she was solely invented to frustrate the girls watching, and me, by making super hot Terry McGinnis even more unattainable. However, that doesn't mean I ship Terry and Max. I see them more as a crime-fighting duo, but without putting Max in a suit. Kind of like Arrow and Felicity, or The Flash and the Star Labs crew. Overall, the episode was good. The story was coherent, the animation was good, Max was likable and smart. Terry now has a new partner in his war against crime, who is more closer to his age and is not a grumpy old-timer. I guess if I had to rate this episode, I would give it a 4 out of 5. It's very decent, if not above average. Alright guys, that's all the time I have. Please comment, like, subscribe. Please tell me what you thought of the episode. Please follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, and also if you could, please support my work via Patreon, and maybe you could sponsor a review of your own. And I will see you later.